What's up, sports card degenerates? Welcome back to the 13th episode of Cardcast. I don't mean that. Y'all are all wonderful people. You're watching us, all three of you. Two now. Somebody left.
Oh, you pissed somebody off.
Right.
I think there's more people than watching the football game, though.
We're here on time and on the day that we scheduled the podcast for. So
yeah, we're getting good at this.
Kudos.
Maybe
we get brownie points.
Yeah, a little bit. That's all we need.
Yeah,
brownies.
But our title is How Sports Card Sales Affect or Change During the Holidays. But first, I thought we'd talk about what we've been doing lately because we want to keep everybody up to speed on what's new at the warehouse, what's going on.
The guys that are here first get first shot, I guess. We've been, so last week, I had a friend of mine or a customer of mine, I guess, come in and decided to buy all our dollar boxes. So we sold them, I don't know, around 30 or so.
Yeah.
And the people have been coming in and noticing the empty shelves. So we've been working pretty hard on trying to restock on dollar cards, $2 cards, and these are the best dollar cards I've ever made.
Yeah,
they're freaking loaded in there.
They're
the $2 cards, and I mean, pretty much anybody you can think of is in there. Like, we didn't leave any. I don't think we left anybody out. Trevor Lawrence rookies, all the 2021 rookies except for probably Mac Jones are in $2 and under boxes.
Yeah.
And heck, we might have missed a Mac Jones or two.
Yeah.
There was, Prism, Optic, Color. I mean, there's one box of nothing but Prism Color that I know of. So, that stuff comes in. I mean, you guys watch the videos. That stuff comes in as fast as every day we get more stuff. So we're just filtering it and farming it out, and it's going to go, and the shelves are hopefully be full around Saturday, hopefully. That'll be the first day they come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the football.
Football, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We just processed
Don't get scared. You get to sleep.
Right? Oh my gosh. I'm not right in my head right now. I've been sorting football cards for probably, 24 to 30 hours over the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
That's like an average person's workday, but that's like literally time spent. Like, that's the amount of time. It's
in
been a
front
lot.
Sorting cards.
Like, just doing this.
It's probably 100,000 cards of looking through each and every card.
Yeah. Well, at
Twice.
least once.
Yeah, you did it once. I did it once. Yeah.
So. Yeah. Then you did half of it again, and then I did half of it again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on here.
There's a ton of stuff going on here. That guy kind of forced us into doing something that we'd wanted to do, but they're really, if we'd have put only dollar boxes out, what would we have done with everything that was out there? Yeah,
they just would have got mixed in and been, just part of the. I mean, usually our customers, sometimes, at least the guys that dig and that want to see all the dollar boxes, will like just write their initials on the box or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of boxes with like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 initials on them. So those, usually we try to let people know what's new and what we've put out, so they're not digging through the same boxes again. But these are going to be every one of them is going to be new. So.
It's fun because, not everybody wants to spend or has access to, going out and buying boxes of Prism and even Optic. And even if when you do, like, especially your color and your numbered color, there's plenty of numbered cards in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's some really nice numbered cards in there, and so that stuff just, a lot of it you don't see.
Yeah.
Try, go out and find numbered select product out there, And
this is a lot of what we're going through is like 17, 18, 19, 20. There's a lot of 2020 and 2021. There's a lot. But there's also a lot of 19, 18, 17 Optic, Prism, Color, die cuts, base.
Mm-hmm.
The base is in the quarter stuff, but the way we've always taught or tried to teach is, if you go buy in 2020 blaster of Prism and say you don't hit a Herbert or a Burrow, and you've got a stack of cards that big, like, you could walk out with a stack that big of nothing but color for $125.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and pick who you want, which teams you want, or different years, and I mean, you're gonna
Probably not a stack that tall Justin Herbert color for
no, probably not.
$125, but
If that's what I said, I messed up.
depends on how specific you
Yeah.
are, but you're still better off. Like I've run the numbers on tons of products, and you're buy your singles, buy wax for fun. There are some products that have a good return to them, or certain things if you can find it at retail, like
Yeah.
your return is there if you want to rip it. But for the most part, it's fun. It's get that rush of possibly hitting a big card, but over the course of your life, it will even out. Odds are against you, and
For sure.
Getting ahead, ripping wax.
Yeah.
But that's why this place is really unique in that most places will have a few dollar boxes. Most places do not have anything under $1. No quarter boxes or 50-cent boxes, and
Yeah.
they might have a $2 box, but that's it. Like if you're lucky, you'll find a few. You come in here and there's millions of cards.
Yeah.
$2
available for sale.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
on the floor.
some shops have, stuff like that, but it's in inventory in the back or on a website or something. You can't just dig. I mean, I love to just go dig.
And it's priced. You find a $10 card in a $2 box.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah. You deserve it. You did the work.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I built it. I built it for myself, and I didn't know if anybody else would even care. I mean, there's a lot of people that walk in here and just overwhelmed, and they're like, you don't have the Cubs in a certain section. I was like, nope, nope, we got too many cards. There's too many cards coming and going.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to do that, but we just don't have the manpower or the time, and I'm not smart enough to make it profitable. So yeah. But when we do put new stuff out, I mean, I'm not trying to push it too hard, but you want to be one of the first ones there because there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, they're really good boxes.
I mean, there's probably not $50 cards, but there's $10 cards in those $2 boxes. I mean, I know there's 40 Trevor Lawrence cards in there.
Well, anything
maybe
under,
more than that.
Anything under $5 isn't really listable. And even like that too. Like if you're looking for somebody specific, like I split out a bunch of the better color stuff from the 2020 rookies, split out all the different big 2020 rookies, the quarterbacks, and then the 2021 guys that in their pro uniforms. Most of the 2021 guys, besides Mac Jones, in their college uniforms are in the $2 or either $2 or under.
Yeah, scorer, contenders, Prism, all that stuff for sure is in there.
Yeah.
Even parallels of that stuff. Like we don't have enough. We're not going to list that stuff, so somebody else can. I mean, every card in there, every Trevor Lawrence card is worth $5 in there.
Yeah.
The scores and all that stuff, and Trey Lance and Zach Wilson and Justin Fields, all those guys are in there. Najee Harris is in there.
It's going to
Devonta Smith.
I mean, it's going to, even if you get that card for 99 cents on eBay, you're going to pay $5 by the time you pay for shipping and everything.
And most of them go for, 3, 4, 5 plus shipping. So.
Yeah.
Good boxes. The first of them will be out on Saturday, and then we'll hope to do basketball next week. And then I would come. You may not have to be like waiting in line on Saturday, but I would definitely come before the next Friday because they're going to the show with me.
Yeah.
And they'll get picked pretty good at the show.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the football's going to get hit hard over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, real hard.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's our advertisement for the day. Sponsored by the Warehouse.
Warehouse 1520. Come on down to the Warehouse where we make sports cards fun.
We're going to have to work on that.
That was perfect.
Yeah, I like it.
Ultra modern, non-super hot players has plummeted. People are card rich, cash poor. Yep. People are definitely
Theodore's been watching us.
Card rich.
Theodore's been watching.
We're card rich.
We are card rich.
We're card rich.
Yeah. We're definitely card rich, but I think we're card rich in lots. Like we don't have a lot of high dollar cards right now. We got some, but we don't have a lot of like Justin Herbert rookie autos, or I mean, we got one, I think. Or
that stuff doesn't last very long.
no, because it's priced. It's priced to sell.
No, we might have a Taylor Heineke silver.
Maybe no, I sold it. I got rid of that sucker. But yeah, I mean, we've got some stuff. I mean, I try to keep one card of like Fernando Tatis or Vlad Jr., but when we start getting 3 or 4, I start trying to sell them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that stuff there just aren't that many people. You just can't have 300 patch autos out there.
Yeah.
There's not enough people looking for that stuff.
Yeah.
Not right now. A year ago, maybe you could have that much
right.
stuff out there, but not right now.
We've got a lot of stuff that, like that the $10 and under stuff. It's like, even if it goes down, it's not going to, I mean, you're in it for $3, $4, $5 a card.
Yep.
So it's probably the time to be buying that stuff right now.
And it's spread out enough that, like, if you've got 5,000 cards of rookies that are all under $10 that cover a whole, the whole new class or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like going into, let's say right now, football season's getting ready to be, regular season's going to be over soon, within the next month, probably,
Yeah.
Then it's just basketball. That's all. There's a Super Bowl, basketball, and the Super Bowl until baseball season starts, and that's it. And baseball's on strike.
Who knows? Who knows when that'll be?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So a lot of people are dumping basketball right now, and if you're sitting there and you've got the 2020, 2021 class covered, there's gonna be people have big seasons, big games. There's gonna be people get hurt, but there's going to be, you can pick your points and sell in different players and stuff like that and be okay. I mean, there is a bottom. It's zero. It can only go to zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope that people have listened to the right people of, like yesterday, Spectre Football came out.
Yeah.
And it's still 3 times cost.
Mm-hmm.
And
is it $1,000 for a hobby box?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
And you open that, and the chances of getting over $1,000 are, it's got to be like 1 in 20.
What's your chances of getting over $100? I mean, really. I mean, in some of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I mean, there's 4 hits. There's 2 rookie patch. I mean,
is there? There's 2 RPAs.
Yeah, I think at least that's what I was reading. Yeah, and talking to people about. But I mean, there's a lot of vet autos of guys that should be worth money, but they're not. Bruce Smith and even like LaDainian Tomlinson. I mean, if that's a hit, if that's a $250 hit, it better be a patch auto number to 3 or something. To be LaDainian Tomlinson.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I hope people are realizing that wax is just way overpriced.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't. It's just going to continue to not perform the way it's supposed to.
I guess as long as breakers can sell at breaks, the secondhand wax will still be that.
Yeah.
They'll still sell for that.
Yeah.
As long as people are willing to get into breaks at that price.
I mean, if it's like going to the casinos and throwing away $30. You buy a random team and a $1 Spectre break for $30. And like, what? I mean, one person's going to be happy, 2 people maybe.
I mean, a slot machine pays out 90%.
Yeah.
On average.
Yeah.
Spectre box is never going to pay out 90% on average.
Not even at cost, probably.
No, not even at cost.
Yeah. So I hope people. I mean, I know it's the Christmas season. I know people are probably buying hobby boxes for Christmas, but I hope they buy the right ones and not the newest ones. I hope they buy what they collect or buy what they like instead of
buy what you enjoy. I mean, if you really want to rip a box of Spectre, then go at it.
Yeah.
It's just the return's not there.
Yeah.
And most Panini hobby, the return is not there.
Both football and basketball. Yeah. I mean, basketball is really. I mean, really, we've had such an unprecedented time when, like LaMelo Ball's had rookie cards for like 18 months now.
Yeah.
LaMelo and Anthony Edwards and LaMelo's really good, but he's he's already played out.
Yeah.
He's in his 20 games into his second season.
And they just came out with Mosaic. Like they just started coming out with
Yeah, we still got a Chronicles release, and there was
yeah,
2 hobby releases.
yeah.
It's like I don't know. We still don't have a Cade Cunningham jersey other than a Pistons jersey out, and
Hmm.
he's almost halfway through his
Yeah.
rookie season.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They're gonna to catch up. They're gonna have to smush everything together, or keep putting products out through the summer, or something to catch up. And I don't know if they're going to. So
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird, and maybe that's their plan to kind of uh like ride out after they lose the licensing and stuff. Like they'll still have the licensing for a certain class,
yeah,
but they'll be able to print product for another year
could
afterwards.
be. Yeah, it could be. I mean, we kind of went through that with Upper Deck in like 2009, where they had a product. They only had their license till 2009, and it was 2010, or it was like January 2010, and they kept pushing the product out, and then they sued them and made them bring it all back. Or I don't remember exactly what happened, but I think it was 2008 to 2009 or something, and they tried to do that too. So it'd probably be the same thing happen again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird because like we haven't even had like, I mean, that all that stuff is like, all the mellow stuff is like redemptions. All his autographs are redemptions, but some people are getting some back, and it's 18 months, man. Like
Yeah.
he was drafted in, what, June of last year.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah. So he shouldn't still be having rookie cards coming out. It's just throwing everything off.
Hmm.
And it's um these new guys, to get it right, they may only have a 6-month window of stuff. I don't know, or 8-month window, or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels like in the card market, people still look at Lamelo Ball as being a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all these other guys, Cade Cunningham and all them, like nobody cares. They don't have a
Nobody.
pro jersey card out. Nobody asks for them. Nobody
No.
comes in asking for. Nobody even knows who they are because they don't have any cards out.
No. Scott Barnes.
Jalen Green, Jalen
Yeah.
Suggs.
Mobley for Cleveland. I mean, they're all playing decent. Nobody's
Hmm.
playing like lights out, but
There's no
um,
hype behind them.
none, like zero.
Yeah,
And it's not good. I mean,
that's weird.
it's not good for the hobby. It's not good for this class. It's not good for. I mean, I'm sure it'll heat up a little bit when the stuff starts coming out, but it's weird.
It is weird. It is weird.
Yeah. So.
Um. So speaking of wax, segue into our thumbnail topic, which is how the card market changes over the holiday season. So specifically, like from Black Friday to New Year's, there's this window where things definitely change.
Mm-hmm.
People stop buying as much for themselves. They start buying for others. Their personal budget week to week is less. You probably see sales on eBay go down
Mm-hmm.
on, a lot of stuff. And
The 50, who knows, $50, $100, whatever the number is, and under stuff,
mm-hmm,
like base stuff, like he's been talking, like base stuff is down.
mm-hmm,
Um, and I mean, I've noticed it. Like this is the first year we've been open, um, during the Christmas season. Like basically a year ago today, or a year ago tomorrow, we had to close down up until Christmas. So my
mm-hmm.
experience with having a store is pretty limited. But on eBay drops like a rock for
Mm-hmm.
like single sports cards. Because
Lower end singles,
yeah,
lower price
even the higher
singles.
stuff goes down a little. It
Mm-hmm,
doesn't drop out, but there's no baseball. Nobody's
mm-hmm.
paying attention to basketball yet. Football, we know who's good. Those guys' cards stay, but like, oh, Russell Wilson stuff's probably just tanking. I mean, I
Yeah,
didn't even look, but he's not having a good year. Nobody's buying his stuff. Um, Stuff like that is just drops, and it's just disposable income. People are spending it on presents instead of on themselves,
yeah,
and so they're buying something for Aunt Sally instead of a Russell Wilson Topps Chrome rookie. And you get enough people doing that, and the stuff just tanks.
yeah. It's probably a great time to buy right now.
It is, yeah.
Between now and the beginning of the year. we had talked about this, and I had asked you, what should I be doing? You said I'd just be putting money away and just trying to sell as much as I can, and buy stuff with with that at the end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's worked out pretty well.
Yeah. So far, I mean, baseball is a good time to buy. If you want to pick out, 3, 4, 5 rookies and get a nice card of them or something, or buy bulk
Mm-hmm.
rookies and stuff like that. I mean, there's some really talented players that aren't getting any love. Joey Bart's going to have a starting job.
Mm-hmm.
Luis Roberts going to be a top 5 like MVP caliber player as long as he doesn't strike out too much, right?
Right.
And then
Bobby
Alec Baum will bounce back. Brian Hayes had a decent sophomore year.
Bobby Dahlbeck.
Bobby Dahlbeck, Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
I mean, Dahlbeck had a horrible start and almost, what you would want out of a guy in the second half. So if he can
Yeah.
build on that,
Almost an all-star caliber second half.
yeah, it seemed like it. I mean,
Yeah.
but they kept him batting 8th and 9th, and so they weren't counting on him. So there's a lot of guys in 2020 and 2021 that have a ton of cards out there
Mm-hmm.
that if you can get your hand, I mean, I'm literally buying them for a quarter a piece
Yeah.
or less when they come through.
Yeah.
So I mean, base tops. I mean, tops chrome for 50 cents a piece.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you can buy that stuff, now's the time to do it. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's going to jump out of there.
If one of them has a Vladimir Guerrero type year,
Mm-hmm.
if they even have not, it doesn't even have to be that good. But you take a card that's, I mean, yeah, they printed a ton of that stuff. But you take that card that you can buy for a quarter, 50 cents a piece, and it goes to $5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's significant,
right? When it's that low, when it's that cheap, it gives you a chance. And it's also plentiful.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives you a ton of opportunity to make it work for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not going to be buying cards for $1 and selling them for $20, but you're buying them for a quarter and selling them for $5.
Yeah.
Even there's a lot of guys that are going to hit that you were going to be, why didn't I buy more of that guy? So, yeah, it's a good time to buy, I think.
Oh my gosh. Got a lot of comments here lately.
Holy cow.
Hot take. Hot take. Hi, Connor.
What's up, Josh? Josh says he's going to buy me a 2018 update hobby box. Nice. Woo! Thanks, man.
Surprise, surprise. Josh is in here slaving away with us. Most days.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most days.
Watch out for the Rangers. Okay, hot take. Marcus Simeon, too.
That's right. That's right. Marcus Simeon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Corey Seager. What pitcher they had? They added a decent pitcher.
John Gray.
Yeah, John Gray. Well,
still unwatchable.
Yeah, still unwatchable. How much do you have to spend if you're the Rangers to have a decent team? I think it's in the hundreds of millions of dollars on top of what they've already spent.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Connor. I know he's in Texas. I don't know if he's a Rangers fan. Josh might take offense to that as well. But really, like,
I mean, they're like their team leaders, like Isaiah Kiner Falafel, like he's Kiner Falafel. He's not really, watchable. Like they're so bad. Like they're so bad. Like they've tried to be bad for so long. Like
yeah,
they're trying, and they timed it horribly because they went into a brand new stadium and nobody's there.
Well, I think they could have like a bunch of good fielding and hitting talent, but their pitching staff sucks, right?
Yeah.
Even if they, Bayer Laura comes up and, you got Seager and Simeon, even if they're hitting the leather off the ball.
I mean, I think there's some, there's not much talent in the pipeline either, really. I mean, there's just not. I mean, the guys that they tried to get, I mean, there's Willie Calhoun he mentioned. Like, I liked Willie Calhoun, but can't even stay on the field.
Yeah. Who was a 28-year-old rookie that they had that was going to be rookie of the year?
Oh,
that they have.
Yeah.
Adolis Garcia.
Yeah. I mean, he was a throw-in on a trade or something like
from the Cardinals.
Yeah, right.
They had him, Randy Rosarena. Who else did the Cardinals have?
Carlson.
Yeah,
They kept him, but
yeah, they had Adolis Garcia and
Yeah.
Randy Rosarena. But I don't know how old Adolis Garcia. Rosarena is like 28.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure Adolis Garcia is not getting up there.
Probably not. I mean, he's probably up there. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not a young guy. That's probably why they traded him.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, that's part of like the low end stuff's going down. I mean, even like high end, like what mom is getting on there and buying a $500 card for their son? Like, who knows to do that unless people are buying it for themselves. But either way, like it's going downhill. Like it's not. There's not going to be the buying that there was.
It's definitely so. There's like two forms to me just over the past week of what I've noticed, or about a week or so. Is like the people that come in a couple times a week and look for cards. Maybe they've come in once, and there's a couple of guys I'm thinking of that haven't come in at all, and they'll be in. But there's also, grandma brings in three grandsons, and now she's coming in by herself to grab a few packs or whatever, stocking stuffers. So it's like the money's almost the same type deal, but it's just coming from different angles. So it just changes for like 25, 30 days.
Yeah.
Like this, like the day after Christmas, I guess it'll be 2 days after Christmas this year. There'll be kids in with Christmas money coming in to buy cards and packs.
Yeah.
Like it'll switch immediately.
Yeah.
Like it'll be back to, all right, I get to buy stuff for myself again. Let's go back to the card shop.
I didn't even think about that. Like people jump on as soon as Christmas is over to buy singles with their on eBay and everything else.
Yeah, it just shoots. Money. It's the same. It just shoots right back to normal, like immediately, like before the new year. It's back to normal.
Day after Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should be open on Sunday that day because it's like the day after. Those kids are gonna they'll buy it off eBay or they'll buy it off of somewhere.
I should be taking this time to get as many listings on eBay as possible, probably.
Yeah. I mean, well, that should be anyways.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, don't take it as a sign that you should slow down. Take it as
no, it's just the. I mean, just. I mean, this shop's been a secondary type of, I don't know, inflow, I guess. But eBay is almost always, for me, December, when I didn't have a storefront, December was always my worst month of the year.
Yeah.
Because I catered to the hardcore collector guys that are filling sets or collecting one of every team, or, all the Los Angeles Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders, all the Oakland A's, whatever it was. And those guys would take a break for 3 weeks and spend that $500 a month budget or $250 a month or whatever it was and spend it on other people for Christmas, like they should. But then the paycheck after that, they would be right back on the horse. And then, the show in December is average usually. I mean, it's, if you got the right stuff, if you got blasters and stuff like that, it's okay. But the single card sales aren't great, because it's the same situation. So it's like 3 weeks and it's like the world's kind of upside down for a little bit,
Yeah.
I mean, I've actually had time in the last couple of days to come back here and sort cards.
I know. Which
is weird.
It is weird.
Because it's like, people don't want to come in here if they can't buy a box or look through boxes and pick out some cards. And
we're back here like, who's this guy?
They don't
who's this guy think he is coming back here?
Acting like he
putting on a show.
Acting like he knows what he's doing. So it changes immediately. I mean, cards start to rise back up. Everything that we're saying now about why they're going down, stuff goes back up because after the Christmas, the playoffs get going. Those guys get hot. You're about 6 weeks out from baseball. I mean, not technically, but usually basketball starts on Christmas Day. I mean, that's kind of the opening day. There's 3 or 4 really good games, and in the past, that's when basketball really got started and heated up. So all that stuff that's slowing it down right now starts heating up, and
Yeah.
People got Christmas money and January comes along, and so everything that's bottoming out now,
Yeah.
we'll see an increase. I mean, we're actually on the dip. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a history driven dip that always at least goes back up a little.
Sure.
So we didn't have one last year just because everybody was throwing money at it.
We did for about 2 weeks.
In last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the end of the basketball season where the Lakers won the championship, for about 2 weeks, cards went down. Like LeBron rookies went down immediately after they won. Like they never went up.
Yeah.
They went down as soon as they won. And then for about 2 weeks, stuff went down. And everybody was freaking out. And then boom, like started going back up because the season was starting right back. And it went up until Christmas. And that's when Christmas Day, Luka base 10s were like $2,200.
Oof.
What'd you say, 350?
Yeah, I saw some under 400.
Ugh.
I don't know. I don't know who's sitting on a bunch of those, but I'd be sick, man. You imagine buying those at $2,000 and thinking I can't wait for this to go up so I can.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, that's something that you might ride that down. Like somebody might have been sitting on those all year wanting to sell them.
Yeah.
But like constantly like not accepting the offers they're getting and just riding that down all the way till now. Oof.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way it can go lower.
I mean, cards are yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, cards aren't everything in this is secular, like.
Yeah.
And we're definitely, I mean, if it's one big wheel, we're down on this downside now, like cards aren't like this newfangled thing that we haven't talked about in 30 years anymore.
Cards are new to 90% of the people in cards right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new thing. That's why you see this terror, like this would like panic, because it's a new thing to them. Like it could easily, like it's over. Like it's not over. It's not gonna be over.
It's a correction.
It's a correction. It's a needed correction.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, the stuff that's been printed in the last 2 years might not ever be worth anything again. Or but your Nolan Arenado rookies and your whoever, like that stuff's always gonna have value. Your stuff that wasn't completely overprinted, like it's gonna continue to have cycles, and it's gonna be more normalized.
It's gonna be weird to figure out, like guys that haven't gone down is stuff that's like 15 to 20 years old, like Pujols and Yadier Molina. Like Yadier Molina is still, Topps rookies are still $40 to $50. Topps Chromes are still 200. All those Cracker Jacks I have are still 25 a piece. Like those have not dropped.
Yeah.
The next wave of guys that, Nolan Arenado and, Manny Machado. I mean, 13 started to get some decent rookies, but Arenado's got like 2 or 3. I mean, he doesn't have a ton, but even Mike Trout's got a couple. Those guys they've gone down a little bit, but they haven't. I mean, basketball tanked.
Trout's basketball is tanked.
Yeah,
basketball's really tanked. But basketball is tanked, but it's still not as low as it was 2 years ago. Like, yeah, it's tanked, but that's because, it looks that way because it took off so much. Like, a lot of speculative people getting into the market, that was the market they wanted to get into. That was what they felt like they knew the most about was basketball.
We're starting to get to the point where some of that money's going away. Some of that's going into other stuff. Like I just watched a TikTok the other day. Gary V's made sold $90 million worth of NFT. So he's not talking about sports cards anymore.
Right.
Everything's NFT.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with some of this other stuff. Like, you know, sports cards are fun, and the people that are still here realize what we did when we
Mm-hmm.
got into them,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not the coolest thing on earth anymore.
No, thank
You know what
God.
I mean?
Thank God.
Yeah. So like the people that are around, I mean, everybody that walks through that door now,
Mm-hmm.
I have some, we have something in common already.
Sure.
And it wasn't that way before. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've heard me give the same speech 50 times of how much, almost 10 times a day, of how the 90s stuff isn't worth anything. And like a lot of those people aren't coming in anymore.
Yeah.
It's like we're seeing the same faces over and over again. And it's new faces, but now they're getting familiar.
Yeah.
And that's good for us. That's good for the hobby. That's good. The people that are here want to be here. They're not here just to make a buck and then get out whenever the getting's not good anymore.
Yeah.
So, like you said, much needed correction.
Yeah, it's much needed correction. Like, this is, a hobby that, like you said, that's the best way to say it, that everybody that walks through the door has something in common. It's a club or a fraternity or a family, or like, however you want to look at it. Like, like we all have something in common. And for the last 2 years, it hasn't necessarily been that way. And even now, like I get so annoyed trying to sell modern basketball on eBay because of the low ball prices, and like people are still looking at it as being speculative, and like people buy stuff and they don't pay for it. And other part, like, you don't get that in baseball, you don't necessarily get as much of it in football, you definitely don't get it in vintage. Vintage is the best place to be on eBay. It's the most it's like relaxing, really easy people to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But but getting back to that, where everybody's on the same page for the most part. If somebody wants to get into it, then they'll have 1,000 people trying to help them,
Mm-hmm.
make their way. But they'll be able to get into it without like being terrified of what's going up, what's going down, and having all these people pushing, you know,
A
trying to
lot
push
of
information down their throat.
Yeah, a lot of those decisions, a lot of decisions over the past 18 months is made on the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to do this because it's going to be higher later.
Yeah.
And now there's not as many of those decisions being made at all.
No,
It's like the more I wait, the cheaper it might get.
I watched a video and somebody said to buy Zion cards or Luca cards or, Joe Burrow or whoever, and people had a lot of expendable money that they couldn't do anything with, a lot of expendable income. And, I mean, it was safe until it wasn't. I mean, that's just it. It was safe until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like,
Jordan's another one.
Theodore's having a freaking conniption fit over here. Insane prices, Theodore. I mean, prospecting is always going to be there. Prospecting is always going to be there. You're always going to have stupid things happening, but there was people like Jason Dominguez and Jared Kelenic. I don't know, is Jared Kelenic stuff?
No, it's not high.
Crazy.
No.
Dominguez stuff's crazy for how bad he played this year.
Yeah. Prospecting's a different story. I'm talking about, when I mean correction, to define correction, it's like with a card we just looked up right before we came on was 2012 LeBron Prism. I was pulling those cards out of my dollar box and selling them for $300.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're down to 60.
Yeah. So
it's a correction. It's not all the way back down to $1, which it's going to be $1 before it's 300 again.
Yeah.
But it's not, that's the correction I'm talking about. Like, it's not at 300, it's at 60. Like, it's correct. I mean, the card's still worth more than it was 2 years ago, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's corrected itself. It was never a $300 card.
Right.
So that's the correction. Not, I mean, prospecting is that's a whole nother podcast. Like, I mean, I got out of prospecting 12 years ago.
Yeah.
When I couldn't figure out why people wanted an autograph of somebody before they wanted their first Bowman card. I was like, I just put all this money into Jason Hayward. I love Jason Hayward. I had 30 chrome, first Bowman chromes. And then Bowman screws me over and comes out with an '08 autograph of him. Like, what are you doing? His first Bowman's right here. Why would you not put an autograph on a first Bowman? So, I mean, hardcore into, I mean, I still do it every day, but I mean, like, hardcore picking out 5 guys that I buy just a ton of their stuff. I mean, if I didn't do this as a business, that's what I would do, is the baseball prospecting stuff. But, I mean, he's right. Like, you can't buy Dominguez, I mean, that card was like the 4th highest Bowman Chrome card in existence, and he had never had a professional at bat.
Yeah.
Like, not minor leagues, never had a professional at bat.
Well, you talk about it all the time, how if people haven't seen somebody fail, their cards do better if people haven't had a chance to see them fail. So, like, Trey Lance's stuff is better than Trevor Lawrence's stuff.
Or Justin Fields.
Yeah. Even though Trey Lawrence hasn't really played.
No.
Or Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Trey Lance hasn't really played.
The only guy, I mean, Mac Jones's cards went up and he threw 3 passes last week. Like, winning is the elixir.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even really have to play well. Patrick Mahomes has had like 2 or 3 of the worst games of his entire career, and they've won 5 in a row, and his cards have went up.
Yeah.
Like, they did drop a bunch, so there was room to go up, but winning cures everything.
Yeah.
It'll happen the same way with the Lakers. They're a 500 team right now, but if
the
they
Lakers
start winning,
are going to be fine.
Yeah. I mean, once they start winning, then
I'm not worried about LeBron rookies. I'm not worried about AD about that stuff. No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm with you.
No, the Lakers will be fine. The Nets, I don't know. I don't know about the Nets. I mean, they're fine. They'll do fine. I don't think they're the team. Like, James Harden needs to be James Harden from the Rockets, but needs to play the role that he's playing now.
Mm-hmm.
But he still needs to shoot like James Harden from the Rockets. Yeah. For them to be that number 1 team. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, excited. Just excited to see, what happens. The Bengals are going to be in the playoffs probably.
Yeah.
A lot of teams that maybe haven't. Bengals are going to be in. The Rams will probably be in.
Chargers will
probably be in. Yeah. It's going to be a party.
Yeah. Patriots again. They haven't been in at least a year.
Patriots.
Freaking Patriots.
And that's for the card mark. I mean, that's going to be fun. Yeah. We get closer and closer to the playoffs, and especially get into those playoff games. I mean, there's going to be, Mac Jones hype. There's going to be Joe Burrow hype. There's going to be Jamar Chase hype. There's going to be
the next Taylor Heineke.
If he's lucky.
Yeah, he's got him in the playoffs right now. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was not like a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Minshew mania.
There
might be some Minshew mania going on. It won't be in the playoffs, but
it won't.
Hopefully Minshew mania continues somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew. No, I mean, if it's not similar to Taylor Heineke, because if Gardner Minshew came out a year or 2 from now, like, people would remember him.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't know who Taylor Heineke was.
Gardner Minshew reminds me of somebody like Mark the Bird Fidrich or something. Like,
people told Vincent Van Gogh, "You can't be a great painter. You've only got 1 ear." You know what he said? "I can't hear you."
He didn't listen.
That's what he said. That's what Gardner Minshew said about people doubting him.
Yeah, I think this is going to be that Chuck Norris thing. People just make up these quotes
from Gardner Minshew.
Yeah. Gardner Minshew says Gardner Minshew eats his meatloaf with a straw or something. All those Chuck Norris things.
Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew. You know what is under Gardner Minshew's? Gosh, what does it say? What's under Gardner Minshew's beard? Another fist, or something like that.
That sounds right.
Gardner Minshew.
He's a comic book character.
He is.
You know?
Yeah.
What was the one that we were reading? He hasn't taken a crap in a week or in several weeks or something because number 2 is not an option.
It's not an option.
That's pretty good, man.
That's good. But, you know, what if we Gardner Minshew? I mean, I sold 3 Gardner Minshew cards on Monday. You know, it's staying on top of this. The other thing that you're getting away from is you're not seeing as many people that are in sports cards that don't follow sports.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, before, you know, I've made money off basketball games, buying and selling stuff on Starstock and ComC because nobody was watching the games.
Yeah.
So they didn't find out until the next morning, and by that time, I'd already bought and sold everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but now you're getting back toward the people that are in sports cards actually follow the players. Like, there's people that own Luka Doncic PSA 10 Prisms that had never watched Luka Doncic
the game.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never watched the game. Yeah, it's not that way anymore, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even, you know, I mean, Jonathan Taylor's having a crazy good year. I mean, I looked at numbers. Like, he's got like 1,400 or 1,500 yards, and the next guy's got like 900. Like, it's not even close.
Really?
Yeah. Like, Joe Mixon's like number 2 in rushing. Like, nobody, I mean, not a lot of people would know that. You know, it's like he's crushing. Like, that's why people are talking about MVP votes for him.
Yeah.
But he's got so many cards. Like, those cards are in people's dollar boxes. Die cuts are in $2-3 boxes. I mean, there's opportunities for guys like that to go out there and grab some of those, you know.
Yeah.
And
what do you think? Like, the die cuts. But I mean, the ceiling for those cards, it can't be very high, even if he won an MVP.
No,
there's just so much of it.
No, you're having to buy them for 2 and sell them for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, I think I got an offer of. I had a blue velocity optic. I think I got an offer of $20. I think that's the ceiling. Team color, not numbered.
Yeah.
That's the ceiling.
Yeah. I sold a pink for 12.
Yeah.
And a hollow for 10.
Right.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
The team color is the only deal. That's the only reason it's more. But that's the ceiling. On a non-numbered, non-auto rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a.
There's probably. Yeah, I mean, Prism Silver is going to be.
Yeah.
More. But
I think I got 51 for that one recently.
Yeah.
I have I just traded for on the video that came out right before this a Jonathan Taylor Mosaic numbered to 79. Probably $100 card.
Yeah.
We also got in today a Jonathan Taylor
that's the blue
RPA.
One? The blue one, number to 79.
Yeah, that's 79. Yeah. So that's probably part of the reason why it's $100.
Yeah.
But an RPA auto to 25 is like 120.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of the ceiling, I guess. I mean,
it's for now. That's stuff that definitely could go up, though, when people recognize.
If it gets to like 2,000 yards.
The only problem, like, they're not going to be in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I think they are right now.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think they are. I think they're the 6th seed or 7th seed, but the division's bad. I mean, it's got Houston and Trevor Lawrence in it. I was trying to not say Jacksonville.
it's I
mean, it's actually theirs to win.
Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. I mean, Derrick Henry's hurt. The Titans. I mean, it might be theirs to win.
Yeah.
As long as Carson Wentz doesn't screw it up.
Oh, come on. Has Carson Wentz ever screwed anything up before?
No, the best thing he ever does is get hurt, so Nick Foles can win a Super Bowl MVP. Might be the best. I don't know who their backup is, but
Jacob Eason, isn't it?
no, I think they traded him.
Trade him to Seattle? Or is that somebody else we were talking
somebody
about?
else. Yeah, I don't know who their backup is.
Well,
yeah,
somebody that didn't they?
Chad will tell us, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know I heard about whoever their backup was. I can look it up real quick.
Mac Barkley, maybe. Does that sound right?
No, you would know better than I would.
Yeah.
Sam Ellinger?
Oh wow. Oh, we may have just found a spot to buy some cards.
November 1st, Colts announced Sam Ellinger. Gosh. Carson Wentz goes down and Sam Ellinger takes.
Yeah, they're not in the playoffs.
I don't even know how you say it. Ellinger?
Ellinger. Yeah.
Sam Ellinger.
He's a freaking Longhorn.
Yeah, I knew he was a Texas guy. Wow. Sam Ellinger.
Right.
I'll have to look out for those Sam Ellinger cards, I guess.
Yeah. They're in our $1 and $2 box, I guarantee you.
Guaranteed.
There's probably less.
A bunch of them.
Yeah.
I don't think you have. I think there actually might be one Sam Ellinger card over there in the good box.
It's probably
like
low numbered
to like 25 or something.
Yeah, probably low numbered.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. But definitely don't freak out. Like, if your eBay sales go down or, like, don't panic. Just position yourself to be in this for a long time. If you enjoy this hobby and you want to be here, just position yourself that way.
There's two different people right now, like, well, probably three different people. So there's people that like make enough money where it doesn't really change.
Yeah.
And then there's people that make a good amount of money, but they like expect, people expect good Christmas gifts from them, like maybe they have a lot of family to buy for.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't really plan for their expenditures, so they'll come in and sell me some stuff here and there, like I need an extra couple $100, or I need $500 to really make it easy this Christmas or whatever, and they'll sell me something, and like, but then there's people that just like, I need to sell everything, like I'm paying it, I need, this isn't for me anymore, I'm losing money, whatever, and it's like that, like really, you don't want to be, I don't think you really want to be you definitely don't want to be bulk selling right now. I mean, the prices are so low. You don't want to be, if you can hang on for another month or so, like, it's because everybody else is going to be selling right now too.
Yeah.
Like
next 2 weeks,
the people that panic they're just going to make prices go down further, So if you can hold out for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I promise you, when that Christmas money comes back, grandma, instead of buying a pack, they gave you $50, and then they'll be out buying ball cards again. So I promise you, it snaps back just as quick as it's dropping down.
Yeah.
So,
and then, end of January or end of February or into February, people start getting tax returns back.
Mm-hmm.
Tax returns are always good for sports cards.
Yeah.
It'll be hopefully getting ready for baseball season.
Yeah, we will be. They're not that dumb.
Surely not.
They're not that dumb.
They're giving up on a lot of money.
Yeah, they're not that dumb.
So, anyways, I think that's I think we covered about everything we wanted to cover.
Yeah.
So
there's if you guys are local, there's a card show this weekend in Leeds Summit, and then in 2 weeks there'll be I won't be here on Saturday because we'll be at the card show in Olathe.
Yeah.
So Kay will be here. If you guys want to dig in those dollar cards, then she'll be here to give that stuff away.
The card show this weekend in Leeds Summit is only on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the VFW Hall. That's all I know.
Okay.
But I know that's the
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a bigger one, but it's just the one dayer at VFW.
I knew it was going to be at the VFW, but I thought it was going to be all weekend.
Oh,
But I guess it's just Saturday.
Chiefs
That's what
must
it's
play on Sunday then, probably
Yeah,
Sunday afternoon.
yeah, yeah.
I think he did. Oh yeah, that's right. Chiefs play on Thursday. That's why he picked that date, the 17th and 18th, because the Chiefs play on Thursday.
Gotcha.
So we'll be out there. We'll be out there Sunday during the games, but usually if you come out on Sunday, come out early because most of the dealers are out of there by 2:00.
Yeah,
And packed up and gone, backing up at 1:00 and gone by 2 usually.
yeah.
So, anyways,
All right. I don't.
thanks everybody.
I don't think we got anything really else pressing, but we really
We got to get
appreciate
back to
y'all.
sorting cards.
Yeah, we got a lot of work left to do. So y'all have a great night. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. And come visit us at the warehouse, or you can see the link to our eBay store or Facebook link down in the description.
Let me know if you guys like those videos I do on the pickups. I don't know if it helps or hurts, but any feedback helps.
Yeah.
So, comment, like, subscribe.
I like them. That's one vote. I like them. I think they're good. Let's people